So should you quit your job, whatever job you might be working, to become a full-time loan signing agent? All right, so it's your girl V the Notary. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. That is what we are going to talk about today. We're going to get into whether you should take that step, step out on faith and put your all, your heart and your soul into this career as a loan signing agent, y'all. Okay, so let me tell you what sparked me wanting to talk to y'all about this. I don't know what is going on in the loan signing universe, but I think I spoke about this, maybe a week or two ago. A lot of you are experiencing an uptick in your loan signings, and I am too. So, I don't know if it's unique to, some of the bigger cities or whatever, but I think that based on some of the emails that I've gotten and some of my comments and, under my videos, you guys are experiencing an uptick in loan signings, which is great. But I have gotten some emails about my opinion on whether you guys should, is this the time? Should I jump out there? Should I quit my job? I've been wanting to quit my job. I'm over it. I'd rather have, the freedom and the independence that, this career brings. Should I do it or not? Right? And so my answer to that is it depends. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of explain to you guys why I say it depends. And, you can kind of see, whether you fall into what category you fall into. Now, again, don't take what I'm saying as Bible. Do your research and make an independent decision based on your specific situation and your needs and your wants and all that. I do not want to be responsible for any of y'all quitting y'all's job and you're going to say, V the Notary told me to do it. No. I'm just giving you my opinion based on what I've seen in my experience. Because again, remember, I am a part-time notary and loan signing agent. I do not do this full-time. But I think that I have a little bit of an idea on what you should maybe do, and then you have to take what I say and what you think and then independently base that on your life. Okay, so I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Okay, so why do I say that it depends? Okay, now I've said over and over that not so much the notary part. I'm not talking about general notary work, because general notary work is the backbone of this business. That is going to always be there. People are going to always need general notary work, notarizations, apostilles, all that. So that's why I say be well-rounded and make sure you incorporate that as a part of your business. But for those of you who strictly want to do loan signing, it is volatile, you guys. It is kind of unpredictable. And, it's the stars have to kind of align for you to say, okay, I'm going to just quit my job, especially if you have a solid career, to do this, full-time, because the loan signing, a lot of it is predicated on the market. It really is. It's predicated on interest rates, supply and demand, all those things that go into dictating the amount of loan signings that you will receive, all of that. You know what I mean? So now, and again, I want to keep saying there are full-time notaries that are killing it. Amber the Notary, I follow her on Instagram. She definitely has a YouTube page. I love her. And she's doing it full-time. She's killing it. She got courses and businesses. But again, she's not just doing loan signing. Okay. I think that for a long time she did loan signing, but her business has expanded, so vastly that she's doing all kinds of stuff. But outside of her, there are a lot of full-time loan signing agents that are doing very well. Now, the part that it depends on is a couple things. Number one, how long have you been doing it? Okay. Now, if you just became a notary and then you just became a loan signing agent within the last 6 months, I would not quit. I would not. If you have a job that's, any other source of income, I wouldn't let that go. I just wouldn't. I almost want to say a year, but definitely before 6 months, I just wouldn't, because I think that there's a learning curve. You have to become confident and comfortable in what you're doing. You have to know that to do this full time, you got to bring a certain level of service and experience to the table where your clients and title companies, whatever, they know they can depend on you. They're going to seek you out. Like, that's the type of business you got to kind of have to jump out there and just say, I'm going to do this full time. You know what I mean? So, and you're not going to really get there or see that level of success until you've had experience. Experience is important in this business, and you have to kind of have that in line. Is your marketing on point? Are you putting yourself out there on Instagram and everything else? If you're not doing that, you definitely don't need to do this full time, because you need to, is your Google page, your Google business page, is that tight? Do you have your LLC in place to make sure that your accounting, your taxes, all the business aspect of it? And again, that takes time. Some people do that before they become commissioned, but normally that kind of comes after. So that takes time. You're normally not going to have all of that together in the first month. That could take 6 months to a year, sometimes even more than a year. It all depends on you and your drive and how quickly you're moving to get this stuff done. So if you don't have that stuff in place, and typically it's going to be a little longer than 6 months for you to really get all of that together. You absolutely should not, because you need people to be able to find you. You need to make sure that you've signed up for, if you're going to do this full time, you need to be signed up with 150 or more signing services. Like, seriously, y'all need to be signed up with a lot. You need to be attending events. You need to be having a relationship with realtors and attorneys and everybody. You need to make connections. So again, if those things are not in order, I wouldn't do it. Okay. That's just my opinion. And you can take that with a grain of salt or whatever. Okay. Also, where do you live? That matters too. Okay. I'm not familiar with every market. I'm not going to pretend to be, but if you are in a state where people not buying and selling houses, I wouldn't do it. I mean, if people are not like legit, if it's not a state where there's a lot of transactions and you could do your own research now, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, and I hate to discourage you guys, but you still have to be realistic about your situation. If you don't live somewhere where things are not moving and shaking, I would not quit my job to do it full time. You know what I mean? Now, maybe you want to quit to do to do the whole gamut. That's different. But again, so many of y'all just want to be loan signing agents. So if you are just specifically wanting to do that primarily full time, I wouldn't quit my job to do that. Okay. I just think that we have to be really, really realistic with our own situation and the market. You know what I mean? Because, now rates are really high. It's not as, plentiful as it was 2 years ago. It's going to change. Again, the tides are going to turn, but do you want to be in a position that is your money's dictated just on the interest rates? I mean, when I say your money, I'm talking about all your money. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really think about that as well. Now, if you are in a place where real estate is moving, Arizona, Texas, Florida, California, I mean, just different places like that where people are buying and selling houses, you know what I mean? Major cities. Now, if you're in a situation like that and you have all your marketing together, you have your business in place, you have, all the things in place, you have made connections, you have your signing services, and work is really coming in and you're ready to really put in the work, you might want to consider it. Would I tell you, if you are an attorney or if you're a doctor or a home surgeon, to quit that to become a loan signing agent? Absolutely not. Now, again, I'm not making it like one job is better than the other. But child, if you went to school for all them years and then you have a whole medical career, or you're a nurse or something like that, where you have really put time and money into it, don't quit your job to do this. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that should be kind of like obvious, but don't, if you have a career like that, an attorney or whatever, don't quit that to do this full time. Can you do it part-time? Yes, of course. But don't quit a career like that where you had just you got student loans still. Don't quit that to do something like this full-time. That's just my opinion. But again, if you really put in the work and you're ready, and you have to be diligent about, going hard with your marketing, you have to let people know you exist, right? So that has to be like in the forefront. If you're not ready to because there's a certain amount of like not being lazy that comes with, and I struggle with this, with like putting yourself out there. If you're not ready to really put yourself out there, then don't do this full time, because it's just, there's too much uncertainty that's involved in this to quit and just risk it all to do this if you're not going to really work hard. And that's the basis too. You have to work hard part-time, but specifically, full-time stuff is expensive, y'all. Eggs, milk, meat, vegetables. Lord knows if you like the juice, it's going to be $150 to get the necessary fruits and vegetables. That stuff's expensive. So, don't risk it all if, because the bills, you got to eat. The bills are coming, to have that in jeopardy if you're not going to really go hard, okay? So I just wanted to talk to y'all about this because, again, I've been getting emails, and it's funny. I'm always curious when I get the same types of emails. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe, things are turning around, and people, are like, should I dip my toe out there, and should I, take just gamble and kind of go full force with this? And it might be the right situation for you, but just make sure that you have weighed every, variable before you decide to do it full time, because it's a very rewarding career, but it takes a certain amount of work. And if you're not ready to jump out there, then don't do it yet, okay? So hopefully this video has helped you guys, make you think about some things. Let me know what your thoughts are. I always want to hear from the full-time notaries because I admire you guys, and you guys are amazing. So if you're doing this full-time, let us know. Drop down in the comments and let us know what your experience has been specifically in this market, because I'm sure you were killing it 2 years ago, but how are you doing now? Because I think that would be helpful for people to hear, okay? So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's V the Notary. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.